Raimundas is familiar with this program, and because this is his couple of times, Mr. Roger as well. So the way we will have today 5 projects that will be presented by the project owners for financing, for funding, for exposure. So we look at that, and then I'll be inviting you to make comments about the project, and if you have suggestions and how these can be funded, or if you have solutions for them, or if you have recommendations, please feel free. One by one, we will talk for a minute or two, and that's how we will see. If you have some interest, you can also explain, immediately register your interest, saying that yeah, you are interested about this project, and we will look at it, and we will get you engaged with the project owners immediately to get the different detailed data and information on the projects. So we have 5 projects today: one in Ghana, one in Malaysia, one in India, one in from Bangladesh and India, but it's for global market. So and there is another project also in Bangladesh. So these are the demography of the 5 projects. So these are 2 are very big projects. One is multi-billion-dollar, one is $450 million worth, and the others are a bit smaller, but it's quite prospective. So this is what we have today, very precise. We'll try to finish this webinar in maximum 90 minutes today. I think looks like today we have 5 projects only, and very precise, and only selected participants to join this program. So there will be, we will try to do it dot. Any question? Great. Okay, I will be switching off my camera for a while, and then our other team members will be inviting me. You can remain as it is, and so on, or you can also switch off your camera and let them do the job. In 1 minute, we will be back.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Haider. Hello, everyone. We are going live. We have our participants ready. They'll be coming in 2 minutes. Thank you, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Warm greetings to everyone.
Hello.
Welcome. Welcome. I see a lot of participants already in.
Yes.
Welcome to our Business Investment Summit. We will be starting in the next 2 minutes. Let us give everyone some time just to make themselves comfortable and join. But I am glad and happy to see you all today. And I believe we're going to have a great and productive time together today. So welcome again, and please bear with us as we will be starting in 2 minutes.
Good.
Meanwhile, if you want to talk and greet, you're welcome. You're welcome. I see already, if your friends are here, Mr. Siddiqui, good morning to you, sir. I see a lot of our friends also is here.
Morning,
Mr. Sami.
morning.
Good morning, Abhishek. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much, Mr. Sami. How is the weather in Ghana today?
The weather is very calm.
Okay, here in Durban also, it's a very nice weather today. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. Just the right weather. Wow, I see the number of participants going up already. 26 people already have joined.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope and believe you all are keeping well during this pandemic situation. I'm Nasreen Parveen from Bangladesh. Actually, I work in UNICEF Bangladesh here. Very
Hello,
happy
Ms.
to see you all.
Nasreen.
Hello.
Greetings to you. We are so happy to have you today with us. Welcome back.
Well, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to join you. I always try to join.
Yes, thank you. And we appreciate that. I am sure this webinar is bringing a lot of value to all our friends. That is the reason we see everyone who keeps joining and keep on coming. We have enough participants. Let me formally again welcome everyone. Warm greetings to everyone from Durban, South Africa. Our team is here, Business Summit is here, and today is about you, is about helping you. So welcome again, everyone, and allow me to please introduce our president and our chairman, Dr. Haider Uzzaman. Dr. Haider, are you here?
Good morning. I'm here.
Great, Dr.
Very
Haider.
happy to see you, Haider.
Very nice to meet you. I hope everyone is fine.
Yeah, we are fine.
Great. Okay.
So,
Good to see
yeah.
everyone here. And I welcome once again all our participants, all our investors, all our project owners, business partners from all across the world. Thank you very much for making it one time. We are going to start the program right away. Before that, I would like to introduce my co-speaker today, co-host today, is Mr. Chito Falarme from Canada. He's an investment banker. His background is banking. He was in Standard Chartered and HSBC and other banks, and retired. Right now, he's an investor and investment advisor. Mr. Chito is here, and then we have Mr. Raimundas Melas from Germany. Mr. Raimundas is also an investment investor and investment expert, especially on the securitization. He's based in Germany and trading and working in Luxembourg and other European market, including US. Mr. Raimundas is here, and we have our friend, Mr. Roger Kavanagh. He's from Canada as well, but he lives in many places in the world. Right now, he's in South America, he's in Guyana. He's also an investment advisor and investment banker. He's looking after many projects. He's assisting many investors from across the world to get investments and get project executed, especially in the oil and gas and industrial inputs and energy, renewable energy and all. So we have three speakers today with us, and I'd like to also mention that today we have 5 projects to present to our partners here. And with this, I'd like to hand it over to Mr. Abhishek to start inviting our project owners to start the presentation, and then we will discuss on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Haider, and welcome to everyone again who have just joined us. Today we will be having 5 presenters, like Dr. Haider mentioned. I will quickly just give you an overview of who they are before I invite our first presenter. Number 1, we will be having Mr. Azam from ONG Engineering. Number 2, our presenter number 2 will be Mr. Dom from DML Malaysia. And number 3 will be SGPPL from Bangladesh, and Mr. Siddiqui will be representing them. We will have Payson from Bangladesh again, where Mr. Saddam will be introducing himself and presenting this great idea. And lastly, we will have from BuddyCap, Ms. Lamba. So thank you again, everyone. And let me introduce Mr. Azam from ONG Engineering. Mr. Azam, are you here? Yes, Mr. Azam, I can see you. You're muted, sir. Please unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Hello, good evening. Good, it's afternoon here, but good evening to all. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Haider and the team for chairing this meeting. And I hope it's a good start to forge a business relationship with all and everybody involved. A quick brief of the project. It's a refinery project based in Ghana in West Africa. We've acquired the license to do a 300,000 barrel refinery with the first phase starting at 150,000 barrels. All the necessary permissions have been acquired, and we are looking for investors to come on board, either in terms of joint venture or debt or equity funding into the project. Ghana, as you know, it's a very stable, or one of the most stable countries, if not in the whole of Africa, but in West Africa, and has got no political risk. And we've had various stable democracies since 1992 over the past years. The project will start with 150,000 barrel because in Ghana, most of the product is imported by the major traders, and the crude supply will be of Bonny Light crude from Nigeria as a feedstock and Jubilee crude from Ghana. The project construction period will be a 3-year period. Commencing, the construction period will be 3 years, and we hopefully will commence after the 4th year of construction. We've started discussions with the major project managers like Technip SA, and we are still in discussions with ENI for the project. We have no firm commitment yet, but there's been a lot of interest in the project. That's it in a brief summary of the development where we are up to now.
Sure, Mr. Azam, thank you so much. We are sharing the screen. Mr. Sami asked me to share the screen for you. I am sharing your screen right immediately so you can explain our audience a little bit more about what you're looking for and how our investors can help you. I'm sharing my screen now. Mr. Imran, kindly allow me to share my screen. Mr. Imran, are you here? Mr. Imran Mishimu?
Sure. Minor network issues. Sorry, Mr. Avi. Please go ahead.
No problem. Thank you.
Yes. Looks good. Sorry for the delay. Mr. Avi, please proceed. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. I'm sure everyone can see my screen. Please go ahead, Mr. Azam.
Okay, so the project will be called the New Ada Oil Refinery Project, and it's being executed by ONG Engineering Services. As you can see, the project will be in Ada. Note 4, in Ada, which is on the western side of the Greater Accra region, and very close to the ocean. You can move to slide 5. Yes, this is just a synopsis of the refinery, what it would look like based on preliminary drawings. As you can see, it's on the West African Highway, which is the Accra to Togo. Togo is the neighboring country, which is about 2 hours from Ghana, Also very easy to supply crude and for tankers to go to the next country to supply the processed product. So you can go to slide 6. This is very important because if you notice the depth of the ocean, for us to be able to bring in the ship with the processed crude, unload it onto the refinery via pipelines, we are going to use an SBM, which is a single point mooring system, where the ship will come offshore, offload into the SBM, and the SBM will be connected via pipelines to the refinery. You can go to slide 7. Okay, these are the project. The refinery will have a crude distillation unit, a vacuum distillation unit, a gas processing plant, so that all the wasted gas will be processed into gas. We'll have a cylinder plant, gas cylinder plant there, so we can sell also the gas locally, so it doesn't go to waste. And then we'll have steam boilers and associated intermediary units for us to be able to process byproducts such as bitumen and grease, etc., or in the plant. Total debt will be 2.25 billion. We'll have equity of 250 million, with being the cost of the land and all the associated work we've done over the last 4 years in acquiring the license, the regulatory processes involved. As you can see, the project will be needed to accommodate the needs of the West African international clients who are forced outside Africa for petroleum products due to the non-availability of such facilities in Ghana today. Most of our crude is imported, 100% processed crude is finished product is imported into Ghana. There is all of them are imported by the majors like Vitol, Trafigura, and the other traders. So our vision is to develop an advanced refinery to give us the best product, Euro 5 emission gasoline product that can be equal to that in Europe and even better. And we will be looking at markets for the West African region in future as we expand. Point number 10, you will see this is the products we will be doing: LPG, gasoline, kerosene, aviation fuel, gas oil, premix, naphtha, fuel oils, heating oils, greases, cracked fuels, bitumen, and other refinery products. Okay, we have hired and experienced the international team with accredited engineers and World Bank consultants to design the business plan for us and develop the technical and engineering drawings. Point 12. Okay, these are some of my partners, what projects we have done. We developed the Marriott Hotel in Ghana, Sub-Saharan Africa, and the first to do that, and other projects we've done in the sub-region. Myself, I'm an aviation expert by profession, and we do aircraft leases, charters for all the top oil contractors in Ghana. that company is still existing and it's running on its own. As you can see, the market overview. Ghana is on the rise in the region, and the market include a strong economic increasing vehicle penetration of LPG in recent years, which creates the demand for the finished product. You see, so it's safer to create the demand locally. Marine fuel is a major problem in this region due to a lot of shipments, transit of ship going through the Gulf of Guinea. And so there's a lot of demand for marine fuel. Also, the government of Ghana is planning to make Ghana a petroleum hub to rival that of Nigeria due to the safety of the country and the safety of the region and the stability of the country, which creates the investment atmosphere. As you can see, in terms of the growth of marine shipping and the development of a new port in Ghana, which is the biggest in West Africa, a lot of expansion and congestion of the ports here, and which has made Ghana a hub for distribution in the West African region. So there's a huge demand for marine fuel, which we can supply from our refinery, and a lot of, we create the LNG hub to produce also gas as a future fuel for the shipping industry. There is a list of the major commodity traders importing fuel into Ghana: Puma Energy, Monjasa Holdings, Trafigura, Vitol, O&O, Mercuria Energy. Those are the major traders in the market at the moment. As you can see, the graphs, it's a lot of imported fuel coming in, nothing produced locally, and we expect the demand to increase by 2024. Countries that will be destined for a market for our finished product: Niger, Burkina Faso, who are in landlocked countries that all rely on Ghana ports to move their product. So in the future, we'll like to design a pipeline from the refinery to Burkina Faso and all the neighboring countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Azam. Thank you for this great presentation. Dr. Haider, would you please have something to say about this project?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. Thanks for the presentation. Ghana is one of the best economy in Africa. Very stable country, English speaking, strategically located, stable political system, highly respected population, and hardworking and friendly people. The geographic benefit that Ghana enjoys, along with its two nice ports and connectivity, is phenomenal. It's excellent. I think this is a great project. We are very happy to get this project for funding. We have been engaged by the project owners to look for funding for this, for the implementation of this project. I'd like to invite our panelists to make their comments if there is any. Thank you. Mr. Raimundas, Mr. Chito, Mr. Roger.
Hello, everyone. I would like to make some comments, Mr. Assam. I am a committed person to contribute positively to stop of the climate change. I think that's nothing more important in today's our world as to make sure that we will manage this changing climate crisis, and we will make sure that our earth will be livable also in the future for our children and grandchildren. And I, as a constant participant in the conferences with institutional investors worldwide, I know that they are putting priority for green projects, for projects that are reducing CO2 emissions and other harmful for our climate gas emissions. And I know that, Mr. Assam, your project will be quite difficult to finance, looking to the situation in the financial markets and this drive to save the climate, to preserve our planet for future generations. And I saw, for example, one example when Japanese supported a coal project in Bangladesh, and from international community, they got a lot of heat for this action. So I don't want to, to put you down, Mr. Assam, but of course it's your project. You see the best way for your project in Ghana, but in case you will face difficulties financing this project, and you will decide to change strategy, and on that land plot, for example, build something green, for example, manufacturing of green hydrogen, then I could be of assistance to you, because I'm working closely with University of Washington in the United States. They are doing strategies and concepts for large, projects and even country economy. And I think that to do something green will be much easier to finance as this refinery project you are trying to accomplish. But in any case, I'm wishing you success. And in case you will see that you will need some knowledge in the funding of the green project, then I am on your disposal, Mr. Assam. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Raimundas, for your comments. Definitely, we will bear in mind in future for the green projects. Is there any other comment from Mr. Chito, from Mr. Roger?
Well, I'll just make a quick comment because I have a lot of background noise outside here. There's some construction going on.
I understand.
I found the project very interesting, and I fully agree that there's a lot of green projects out there with hydrogen, and even solar and all the renewable energies. But I also realize oil and gas is still going to be around for almost ever, because there's so many products based on oil that are developed using the oil. So we have investors interested. I'm working with an African oil and gas company right now. They're purchasing some oil platforms, and I'd be interested in discussing it further on another day.
Super. Thank you very much, Mr. Roger. We will be connecting you soon on this project, and Mr. Abhishek will be getting you the details of the project and connect you with the owners as well. Thank you very much,
Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to make a point on what the gentleman says, if you permit me.
Sure.
Just to clear
Andy,
the
you
issue, the climate
can-
change. Yes, I am very much aware of the climate change issues. That is why we opted to build a green refinery to make sure that we protect the environment. That is the priority. You see, if you look at Ghana or you look at Africa, we are still behind in terms of green technology. And one must take into consideration, we are about 20 years, 25 years behind time with Europe. And so you cannot measure the economies of the developed like the economies of the undeveloped, or I wouldn't use the word undeveloped, but middle income countries of Africa. Yes. So we are aware. That's why we are insisting we build a green refinery, a brand new refinery, and not pick up a used refinery from somewhere and put it that is sitting idle or obsolete in another country. So yes, that is the main priority, to build a green technology refinery. So at least from now to 20 to 25 years, we don't have problem with climate change issues, because it's still far away from Africa or West Africa, where there are not even schools for children to go to. They're still in mud huts and desks, etc. So this project will generate 4,000 jobs, direct jobs, and 12,000 indirect jobs. There will be a community around it. We'll build schools, we'll have solar energy for the village, so all this has been put into consideration. So yes, we take his advice on that, and point noted, and we are working towards that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Any more comments? Yeah, Mr. Chito, please unmute yourself. Cannot hear you. Unmute, please.
Mr. Chito, you're muted, sir.
How about that? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Abhishek. So the project is exciting, has a lot of potential. I know for a fact that Stevie Wonder, who is one of my favorite singers, is planning to retire in Ghana. That says something about Ghana, not that Stevie Wonder is a very influential person, but that tells you for the state of global affairs. Number two, Africa, in my view, has a lot of potential, untapped. In fact, the way I see it, it is the wave of the future. If the economy is going to grow, the global economy is going to grow, Africa will provide the engine for that. And what it needs are several projects to start going. And I have a feeling this is the start of it, because first of all, as Mr. Azam mentioned, oil is imported. At some point, Africa is oil rich too. The question is, how do you tap into those resources for the needs of Africa? Now, I know, on the other hand, from my experience as an investment banker, there are a lot of moving parts in a project to make it happen. And so the way I see it is that there has to be a key ingredient is working within a certain structure for a completed project. The proponents, meaning OMG Engineering and the other shareholders, must be open to a kind of dialogue on what structure will work. Because at the end of the day, you have lenders, and lenders, the key thing with lenders, you might be able to get money from them. You could even have consultants, World Bank and so on. But at the end of the day, you have to pay the money back. You cannot go to a cycle of borrowing large amounts of money. In this particular case, it's a 10 times leverage on equity. It's a big project and big leverage, which means it puts a lot of burden on cash flows and revenue to pay that debt. Number two, the shareholders, even though it's a large sum too, 250 million, they have to be satisfied for all the risk that they're taking. And so there are a lot of factors, therefore, that need to be looked at in this particular project, Mr. Azam. And my recommendation to Dr. Haider is, provided there is some kind of dialogue. The key thing is, first of all, to rush into situations like this. I know time is of the essence, but on the other hand, things that are rushed, as you know, by definition, there is always something major that gets missed. And a great tragedy for a fantastic project like this that creates a lot of opportunity for employment, for growth, for development of Africa, especially the surrounding areas. You mentioned about Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso has been in the papers for a long time for all the trouble that they're having. And all of that military activity has to stop. And the reason all that military activity is happening is because there's a lack of jobs, lack of opportunity. And this project, in my view, creates precisely the conditions for all that militant military activity to stop, for peace to reign, and therefore for people to contribute to the economic growth and prosperity of Africa. And when that happens, you haven't seen anything yet. Like, Africa is a beautiful country, of course, but the resources that are in Africa are unbelievable. If you believe in Australia, you have to believe in Africa. Africa is so many times larger than Australia. And there's so many big companies already in Australia. So that's all I have to say, Dr. Haider. I might be taking too much time.
Thank you very much.
That's it.
Thank you. We will be talking in different forum. We will be coming back to you on this project particularly. Yeah, very well said about Africa, because some people say by heart I'm half African. Out of 54 African countries, I have traveled more than 40 over countries. So every corner of Africa, every villages in Africa looks like it's inside my brain.
And Dr. Haider, if you believe in Darwin, at the end of the day, we all come from Africa. If you believe in him.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Okay. So I'm sure your comment is very important because to reduce these issues of uncertainty, this fighting and all those, and civil war and all those. I remember in 2007 when I was advising President Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete, the Tanzanian president. I just spent 3.5 hours one of the day with him and told him that I gave him some ideas that engage more people into work. This worked in my own life. Like when I saw some of my villagers were fighting among each other, the youngsters, I brought all of them and gave a job. So when they started counting money and they got engaged into the work, they got tired end of the work and they were going home, eating good food, watching TV and sleeping, not fighting, not going for, any other hooliganism. So that's what I shared with him, and he started working certain things. And today, as you can see, like Ghana, in the eastern side of Africa, Tanzania is evolving as one of the major economy and major, resource center. So I think that has your ideas, your comments are very interesting, very important. And I'm sure our friend, Mr. Ajam is also saying the same thing. And we are in the same boat. So let's put all the energies and stress together to get this project done so that this $2.5 billion worth of project can really create an impact in Africa, especially, I would say, not in the world, in Africa. For African, this project is very important, so we'll support this project fully. Thank you very much. I'd like to invite, is there any comment from any of our participants in this program? Please raise your hand. We can allow for 1 minute. Okay, if there is no comment, then we will go to the next project because we are running out of time. So I'd like to there is one Mr. David Sosa. David Sosa is from Ghana, but he's based in Eastern Africa. David, if you can finish it in 30 seconds to 45 seconds, I'll really appreciate. Please unmute yourself and make your comments, my friend. Thank you.
Mine is brief. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ghanaian, as Mr. Haider said, but based in Kenya. I have two citizenships. I have Kenyan and Ghanaian. Yes, it is true that the resources in Africa are quite abundant, and in many areas we need the help that is required, like Ajam is seeking. And yes, Mr. Haider, I know you've been very much involved in helping a lot of African countries, but we are now discovering a lot more resources than we ever had before in the past, or had ever been discovered in the past. And we're looking for good partners to join us in extracting these minerals. I wouldn't have much more to say on that.
Thank you very much, David. We will look forward to hear from you more, from you and your team. You have a very unique team in Africa to progress on Africa. I appreciate your comments and your engagement into this forum, and I would like you to join with your more resources in the next meeting, next webinar.
Definitely.
And, get us more projects, and let's talk more effectively on projects and get things moved. As you can see, a lot of things happened during last year. Yes. And now when we started this online webinar, after we got hit by COVID, we had no choice to other than canceling our physical summit that we planned in Bangkok last year on 4th of May. We had to last moment, we had to cancel this summit. And then this year we had a summit planned in Dubai on 20th of October, but that also again got canceled because of this COVID situation. We have only one way that we hold this summit online, because we want to keep the projects up and rolling, our business up and rolling, and our project owners, they must not get frustrated. We investors are sitting with tons of money these days, for sure. The money is getting piled up. So, it's very important to get high quality projects. So what we are doing is generating very high quality projects for our investors to consider. And as we can see, a lot of traction these days. At the beginning was very informal, and now we can see a lot of investors showing interest and on projects. And the project wise, we have very high quality and valuable projects as well. So I'd welcome David and others from Africa to join with more projects.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We shall. We'll have a bigger group next time from Pan-African Minerals and from Tradex. We'll have quite a big team next time.
Excellent. Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
I'd like to go back to Mr. Abhishek. Please invite the next presenter on this program.
Sure. Thank you so much, Dr. Haider. Thank you so much, everyone. Our next project is from DML, a company in Malaysia. It is a very interesting concept, which is a rent-to-own project. Without waiting anymore, let me invite Mr. Dong from DML. Mr. Dong, are you here? Yes, I can see you. You're muted, sir.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yes. Good morning to Dr. Haider and Mr. Abhishek. Thank you for hosting us and allowing us to present our project from Malaysia. Actual fact that in Malaysia, we are in Kuala Lumpur. I don't know people heard of us. We are nearby Singapore, and further north is Thailand. So I also would like to introduce our colleagues, which is our managing director, Mr. Margin. Mr. Margin, are you there, Mr. Margin?
Yes, yes. Hi, everyone.
He's the
Hello.
yeah, he's
Hello.
the MD for managing director for DML, and also we have Peggy. Peggy is also the director for DML. Peggy, are you there? Peggy,
It's here, yes.
hello.
Yes, she's muted. You're muted, Miss Peggy.
Oh, I'm sorry, sorry. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, everyone.
And
Thank you.
also we have another colleague of us, Mr. David Tu. He is also the director for DML. Mr. David? Mr. David? Are you there, Mr. David? Mr. David Tu?
Yes, I'm here. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Actual fact, in Kuala Lumpur now is 10:42 p.m. at night. Okay. So let me go fast forward on our affordable garden farmhouse. We have a slide. We can show it to you. We share screen. Peggy, can you put on the share screen?
Oh, okay.
Now you have the privileges. Please proceed. Thank you.
Host
Thank you, Mr.
disabled.
Abhishek.
You're welcome. Miss Peggy, you can try again now. It should work.
Okay, thank you. All right, here it goes. All right, okay.
Different screen.
Yes, perfect. We can see.
Can see.
You can
Very
see.
good. Okay,
Peggy, this is a different screen.
different screen.
Yeah, now, yeah, this is the screen. It's
Yep.
some sort of like, okay, affordable garden farmhouse. This is our team for our project. DML is a development company, which is in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, yeah. This property which we are going to develop is in the state of Johor Bahru. So it's a minute drive to. So it's this place is a town that will be coming up in Johor Bahru, and this we are going to we will have 2 persons sharing this project to all on the floor, myself and the other part of.
Mr. Dung,
So
I'm
we
sorry
have
to
about.
interrupt you. I think we cannot hear you properly. You are lagging a little bit. Sorry, I think it was a connection problem.
Yeah.
But please continue.
Sorry. We have 12 slides to share with on the floor. So we will start off with this the first slide, which we talk a little bit about the DML profile. Peggy, can you go to next slide?
Yes. Can you
Okay.
see?
DML, maybe a bit bigger so that the floor can. DML is a company, development company set up 2 years ago. Directors, which is now the station, and all this while have been in a way that we want to provide a good housing scheme for the people in Malaysia. So this housing development, we call it affordable garden farmhouse. We want to turn the farmhouse we want to turn the houses into a garden like, so that people will enjoy a good scenery when they comes back to work. Because in Malaysia, most of the you can see most of the high-rise building are coming up, and we can see that we want to give balanced family life to the people when they comes back to the house. So that is why we are not building high-rise building. We are building on a piece of land, which is Peggy, the third slide. We are building a piece of land which is about 600 acres, which consists of 10,000 units of houses, and these houses, which is a double-story link house. Build-up area is around 1,200 square feet. So these houses is very popular in Malaysia, where they enjoy double story. So these kind of houses in Malaysia, we will have 3 room and 3 bathroom, because it's for a medium-sized family where we can accommodate for these people. These farmhouses, or you can say terrace houses, they have also have the kitchen to cook, a lounge to sit in, a car park that can accommodate 2 cars on the porch. We also have a balcony. So this rent to own is you don't hear it in Malaysia. This is the first scheme, unique scheme, which we come to think of for the community. Because in Malaysia, the economic situation is coming up where the medium class will have a difficulty to catch up. So that is why we are building these affordable houses where we compare with the houses which are having nearby properties is about 20 to 25% different from the market value. So we go to the next slide, Peggy. Peggy, can we go to the next slide? Next slide, yes. You can see this farmhouse have been designed by a prominent architect in Kuala Lumpur. You can see that these double-story houses. No, you go back to the other slide, Peggy. It's a double-story houses, and you can see that now on the screen is the layout of the design. The downstairs, of course, you can. I think you're too fast, Peggy. Can you?
One slide before.
Peggy.
Okay.
Yep.
One slide before. Yeah.
Yep. Here.
Yeah. Okay. This slide is a corner house, which we have 10 feet of land. You are able to walk beside the house. It's very popular in Malaysia, where a lot of people will want to have a corner house. It's more like a semi-detached house. So these houses we are targeting for people who are in the medium class, so that we would want the middle class to lower class to own a house for them, because as you know that the economy now is a very tough economy, and people are working, working very hard to earn a living. So now a lot of houses which now they are staying is only a small little apartments. So that is why we are helping out the community, and these houses are for those government staffing, which they earn a lower income. So hopefully that we build these houses, and these 10,000 units of houses is able to accommodate them. And at the same time, we give the people there a balanced housing, in the sense that a good environment to stay, you know. And of course, these kind of houses will have a garden in between. This garden, which we are planning, is we put it on a way that is a very green environment, which we are preparing to plant fruit trees, chili paddies, you know, rambutans. These are some of the trees which is quite fruits are that which is value. We can sell it back to the community, and in a way that to use the income to upkeep the garden. And this garden, this development will be a guarded community. It's secured, and we have security people around the whole development area, so that to give some security to the families, sometimes where the children can walk around. And also, these kind of houses are designed in a way that we can keep rainwater, keeping rainwater in our ponds, so that we can use the water to flower the gardens, and in a way that to keep all the gardens green. So this is one of the unique way. And of course, why is a unique way? Because it's rent to own, where you just pay $1,000, 400 ringgit Malaysia, equivalent to about $400 US. You can have a good house to stay in, which is 1,200 square feet. So the next slide, which Peggy, we go to the next slide.
Is it here? Is it here?
Next one. We read next one.
This is the rent to own.
Next slide is yes. Okay. Now this rent to own, which I would like to pass over to our managing director, Mr. Margin, to let know how much houses cost in the market, and how are we going to go about this project. Mr. Margin, I pass over to you. Mr. Margin.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and good morning, and to everyone. And this concept, we working closely with cooperative. In Malaysia, cooperative is a bigger what do you call, bigger team of people. We have a 14,000 cooperative in Malaysia, and also have 7 million members in cooperative. See, the government asked cooperative build 1 million houses for affordable houses for people who afford to buy, because most of them is low category salary, no easy to get a loan from the bank. We create a concept called rent to own. People pay 30% deposit, they rent to up to 20 years. In 20 years, there's no any interest. The 20 years payment, there's no interest. In Malaysia, in bank, they have interest. By ourselves, we don't no interest. They can pay for 20 years. They can own the house. This is a easy buying and easy payment method. If anybody want to buy the house, just submit by QR code, application, the payment method, how they want to buy the house, by cash or by bank loan or by savings and provident funds. And all the houses handled by our lawyer and trustee, because they're going to pay for 20 years, because all the payment we collected to trustee account, and I appoint a lawyer to hold the fund on behalf of the client. And the fund we're going to structure in a way to payment to all the sectors. When somebody buy the house, they have to only take 30% loan from the bank, or they can do a savings and they can pay for the bank. And every month they're going to pay 1,400 for 20 years. Then they can own the house. This is an eco-friendly concept. We have a farm garden in the house. Then we do a agro concept. The agro concept we sell back to the resident or send back to the commercial, and the fund go back to the resident. That's what we are building now. Also, it's a green concept. We're going to do a solar lighting and also a rainwater collections, all under community and also green tax eco-friendly. And we're going to build 10,000 houses. And the cost of building is almost, the total project cost 1.5 billion, the total project. In the first year collection itself, we're going to collect like 1.4 billions, 1.14 billions. And these are the flow chart we are putting for development costs. They have a building cost, infrastructure cost. The total loan, whatever we acquire from the loan, we can settle in 5 years with the interest, because we have a collection system. The 30% deposit plus the collection system 5 years, we are able to pay the loans from the investor, and also we continue collection fund for another 15 years. We are working with the cooperative in Malaysia to sell our houses. We already spoke to a few cooperatives. They're interested to buy our houses, but we not started to do marketing because all the infrastructure not ready. And now we are doing a lot of technicals like designing and consultant doing all the paperwork already submitted. And these are the chart floor, the loan repayment, operation cost, and management cost profitable. And this chart will share to the groups. They can view more. And next one, Peggy.
Okay.
See this total collection for 20 years. The 20 years collection most probably is like 3.8 billion ringgit. This fund we collected every month through a trustee company, and the fund we managing very well and pay for repayment of the loans, also the profit and other incomes. Next one. These are collaboration with the structure collaboration. So DML is the main developer. The Ashport, our associate company, they are past 80 years in development. There's our consultants. And we have a China state. They already proposed to us. They can be a main contractor for this project. They can build 10,000 units. And other like Corp Bandaraya is a marketing arm. They're going to market all the house to the Koperasi. And also we are tied up with Koperasi Bank. They can finance to all the buyers. I mean, we tied up everybody together. Next, Peggy.
This is the last slide, Majin.
These are the RTO concept, our development concept to the team. And in more detail, we can discuss in further in a group.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the great presentation. Before the panel and Dr. Haider say something, I have one question. Is this project only for Malaysian, or is it for anyone from anywhere, from any country?
This only for Malaysian and also the cooperative members. Whoever, because this is a cooperative program, only for cooperative members. We have like 7 million cooperative members.
Sure, no problem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think you should come to South Africa and do a similar project. It would be exciting. Sure. Thank you so much. Dr. Haider, please give us your ideas and your input, and then you can invite our panel. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the presentation. Thanks, DML team. Well, I have a bit of news. I would say good news for DML. We have been working on this project for last 2 months, I guess. And we have been talking to some of the investors already, and we got serious interest on this project. So we look forward to hear from our friends as well. I'd like to invite Mr. Raimundas to make his comments. But before that, I'd like to say that Malaysia is, not many of us have the ideas, but some of the investors even don't have ideas, but Malaysia is very structured in real estate development, very, very structured. And this cooperative is EPF and others. They're very, very effective means of marketing and also paying back and so on. So any investor can really invest on this project closing eyes. There is a huge demand of SaaS houses, and there, it's both sides. There is market and there is a supply as well. So the DML being a good developer, I think they will do a great job, and investors can surely feel free to invest. I mean, we have done a lot of work. Let's hear from our friends. Mr. Raimundas.
Hello. Congratulations to DML team for the preparation of a wonderful project. I've got this project from Dr. Haider already, and we discussed this project in Luxembourg with PwC. They pre-approved this project for further discussions. If you would be interested to look for financing option through securitization in Luxembourg, we can set up a separate meeting and discuss in details, because the opinion about this particular project in Luxembourg was very positive, and maybe we can find a suitable solution to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Raimundas.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, as you can see here, that we have been working on this, and I, together with Mr. Raimundas, we discussed about this project with PwC, Luxembourg, and Top Lawyer and all. So last, I think 10 days back, we had a very long discussion about this project. And in a way, when you know that PwC and Top Lawyer says this is a good project, that means a lot into the market, like in Europe. So we have a bit of a good news for you guys, that you can already, count on this investment from us, from our sources, from our investors. Still, we would like to hear from our other friends, our friend Chito and Mr. Roger, if you can speak out, if you want to talk about this project. Or I have some other investors and friends from UK, from Australia, from all around the world, even from South America, from Guyana, as well as I saw some, exchange of chats going on into this forum, and people from Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, North America, South America, all everywhere, from everywhere, everyone is here. So let's hear from our friend Chito and Mr. Raja.
Okay, on my part, I am in touch with Malaysian Family Office as my early initiative with the start of the pandemic to develop the investment advisory business. And I could present to them this project, except that I'm trying to formulate just exactly what the deal is. Maybe it doesn't have to be answered now, it can be answered later. But the way I see it is that, we try to structure projects as if it were a low-hanging fruit. Because if it's a project with many obstacles before you get to be able to enjoy the benefits for long, there are only very few people that would take a project of that kind of complexity. So the way I see it is that the information flow perhaps on the project, if it could be designed so that essentially it's a takeout mechanism, perhaps on the equity side, by the family office of DML, with DML somehow still involved in the project because it's their project, except that you need financial support from this hypothetical for now, I'm not making any promises, hypothetical for now family office is where they either become an investor in the project or become a partner. But DML clearly has to be riding, as it were, the horse or the bus, because it's their project and they have to make sure it is executed from beginning to end. So with that as a general framework, maybe something could be structured whereby this family office can come in, maybe, past the project implementation stage where there is already some kind of marketing going on. So it's some kind of a takeout mechanism perspective from the point of view of DML, because I'm sure this is not the only project you'll be looking at. You'll be looking at more projects. And so this is simply an opportunity for you to use the word of use the term Raimundas, to securitize your equity position in the project by having somebody take over your shoes, take over, step into your shoes, become a partner, and then hopefully we are able to structure also, because the family business is going to be invested in here to make money, that at the end of the day, at the end of the project, we are able to structure it that they get the money back with profits. So the way I see it, generally speaking, this could be an opportunity for you, in effect, to securitize your equities. You can do more projects for this. You're not, your resources are not just tied up on this project. You can do more projects as a result of that investment. That's for right now, my initial approach if I were to get involved in this.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chito. Mr. Roger, you have any comments on this, sir?
Yes, I like the concept. I was involved in Republic of Panama many years ago, where it was similar to a rent-to-own project, and we were going through unions, like a teachers union, where they were bringing all of their clients to do the purchases, and the payments were actually coming out of their salaries. So it worked very well because you had a ready market right there. And I'm just getting involved now in a project in the Caribbean where we've already secured the financing, and we're going to do a very large scale hydroponics project with solar power. But accompanying that, because we have enough financing, we're going to build a community for the employees, because we'll have about 800 direct employees and about 2,000 indirect people. So we need, because of the location, we don't want them to have to travel too far. So we're going to build a housing community. So what you have done is recreated some of my thinking already, because I like the concept of rent to own, and I wasn't thinking of that. So as we start to develop our projects, then I'm definitely going to bring that up to the board to say, rent to own is a good option, because most of the homeowners will be employees, and we can just deduct the payments directly from their salaries and make it much easier for them. So I like the concept.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks for your comments. We will definitely engage with the DML team separately with all our prospective investors or investment advisors. We will connect you privately soon. Thank you very much for having a nice presentation from DML. Thanks to DML team, and thanks to the audience for joining the discussion. With this, I'd like to request Mr. Abhishek to invite the next presenter.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Haider. Thank you, everyone. Our next presenter from today is Mr. Siddiqui from SGPPL. Mr. Siddiqui, are you here? Mr. Siddiqui, yes, I can see you, sir. You're muted. Please unmute.
Hello, everyone, and good afternoon and good evening and good morning also at the same time, because we are from different timelines. And I'm from Bangladesh. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to present my project over here. Mr. Abhishek and Mr. Haider. Thank you very much. So let's not actually waste the time, and we go directly to the presentation, if you allow.
Sure, please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, as you can see, we are doing a waste to energy power plant over here in Bangladesh. To tell you, we don't have any waste management system over here in Bangladesh. If we go through, let's go through the history of SGPPL. We call it Saudi German Power Plant Limited. And over here, we actually are presenting how the situation of current situation of Bangladesh. And apart from that, we will be discussing the project model. Right away, if we go through our history, we have been into supplies for Bangladesh Army. We are associated with ABCCI, that is Chamber of Commerce in Bangladesh. We are also into construction business. We are also into garments business. And after this, we've been starting into managing the waste of Bangladesh, as there is no sponsor yet has been successfully done this kind of project. If you go to the next slide, there are approximately 12 city corporations in Bangladesh. Today we'll be discussing Mymensingh, that is one of the major city corporations. Out of the 12 city corporations, we have made contracts with 6 city corporations so far to clean their waste and manage and convert it to power and electricity. So these are the 6 projects we have already signed, and the next projects number 7, 8, 9, 10, we are still in discussion. If you go to the slide number 5, what we have done so far, we have done research on the 6 city corporation, and other 4 researchers are going on in-depth research. We have engaged our engineering and management team since August 2018. We are into this project for the last 2.5 years. Acquisition in terms of, we have done land purchases in the city corporations for dumping stations. We have done the city corporation contracts to supply the waste, that is the raw material. We have in negotiation with LGRD ministry. And also what we are doing is there was no waste management companies over here in Bangladesh. We are also making a policy so that that stays under a jurisdiction, that what kind of policy should be there for a waste management company in Bangladesh. If we go to the next slide, this is the project layout, how it looks. The project is the technology provider is from Germany. They are called Intec Energies GmbH, and the hardwares are provided from Siemens. As you know, Siemens is a reputed company. So all the construction of all the engineering parts, all the generators, gasification system, everything will come from Siemens. So as you can see over here, the dumping trucks, and if we go a little bit on the left, if you see 2, that's a dryer station, and this is pretty much proven, and already there is a plan similar to this. There are quite similar plans in Germany like this. So over here, if you see there are a few engines in blue color. Say, for example, if we need to expand, say for in Mymensingh, we are doing around like 450 tons of waste processing every day. If the amount of the waste is increased after 2 years, we'll simply enlarge, or actually what we have to do is like put up new engines so that it goes to the gasification system, and gasification system is connected to the national grid. We are in contract with Bangladesh government, and our sales contract will be there for 30 years. If you go to the next slide, what we are doing right now, we are saving approximately 200 million lives, which we are serving, what we will serve. What is the situation after, say for example, there are enough electricity in Bangladesh and we cannot do we cannot supply to the government, then what we do is like we can do liquefied hydrogen, and the entire system is called synthesis gasification system, which is an upgraded version of incineration. So Alternative sales option. If anybody thinks that what if the government does not actually wants to buy after 3 or 4, after 2 years of implementation. See, we have these projects for 30 megawatt each, which comes into SPP, small power plant. So we can directly sell it to the local factories, but we are trying. We are actually in negotiation with the government due to lockdown, or else we already would have the power purchase agreement. But due to the lockdown, we could not go through the power purchase agreement yet. So anybody who actually invest, we are ready to give them 40% shares and voting rights for the investor. They can also buy back the shares if they want after 5 to 10 years. There is a payback period of 7.53 years of the entire investment. Annual profit would be approximately $48.3 million per year. Our IRR comes around like 12.10%. Moving on to the next slide. What we are proposing to the city corporation. The city corporations will have dumping trucks and stations. We don't know, in Bangladesh, we don't have dumping stations, dumping trucks. So what I have contacted Austria MUT. Austrian government will supply us on 0% interest, approximately 500 trucks for dumping. We have an entire video of that. We have an entire video how the dumps will be collected and how the entire project will run. We will put approximately 3 colored recycle bins in front of every houses. And in front of market, there will be a secondary dumping station. Not to mention, we are actually not doing any business, but also we are saving the environment with a green technology and making our country cleaner. We will have a manpower of approximately 500 employees on this project, 400 employees, and 20 contractual admins. We'll produce approximately 2.75 billion liters of edible water that will be provided to the city corporation so that they can supply it to the local people. Moving on to the next slide. SGPPL Mymensingh will produce approximately 33 megawatt of electricity per year. As you can see, the investment opportunity, there is a cash flow every from the 3rd year, because 2 years the construction will take. So from the 3rd year, we'll be generating approximately 48.3 million. On year 4th, we'll have 45 million because, and then on the 5th year, we'll have 44 million. So in these terms, what we saw is like approximately it will take us 8 years to return the investment in total. Our input of waste would be approximately 430 tons. That has been actually multiplied. Output would be gas, electricity, coke, and oxygen. We won't be releasing any carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide to the environment. And that is why this is much more appreciable in Bangladesh in terms of other competitors. We've been in touch with other competitors who are actually trying to bid this project, but successfully, we have done it successfully because of our engineering system and the backbone. Now let's discuss how actually we are different from other incineration method and synthesis gasification system. Incineration method have open flame system, but we don't have any open flame system. Incineration method produces dioxin and furans. We don't produce any dioxin and furans in this particular plant. Production of ashes and plastic is problem. We don't have any ash in this project. So it's a total green project that we are looking into, Bangladesh government is looking into. Then we don't need any permanent energy from outside. Say, for example, once the machine starts, we don't need any separate petrol or coal system to fire up the engines or fire up the machines. Modular design, I spoke to you already about the modular design, that if necessary, if it is needed, we can scale up to 9,000 metric tons per day on each city corporation. So we start with 500 tons of processing per day, and later on, we go for 9,000 metric tons. If you go to the 11th slide, that's the last slide, and actually I'm pretty fast, I guess. If anybody have any question, then you can ask me later. We don't have any carbon footprint. The project is of 30 years of project plan. The project starts from SG 75 to SG 900. SG75 means 400 tons, SG900 means 9,000 tons, scalable from 200 tons to 9,000 tons every day. Byproducts would be water, coke, and there will be no flue gas. Area required approximately 10 to 40 acres for each plant. We have acquired 6 lands for 6 different plants. And if the other project is being signed with the city corporation, then we'll purchase the lands over there. And we can recycle all kinds of waste, starting from household, hospital, plastic, industrial waste, waste wells, hazardous and bio waste, steel, anything. So that is pretty much of the project, and I'm done with the presentation. If anybody have any question, you can ask me, or we can also have one-to-one meetings so that we can share the entire project plan, the business plan, and the financial model. So I'm done. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Siddiqui. I really appreciate this project. From the very first time I told you, this is a very unique project and you are tapping in the right time. This is the right time to start planning to go green. So well done for that, for bringing this innovation. Dr. Haider, we would like to hear some comments from you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Siddiq, and thanks, Mr. Abhishek. Appreciate your presentation. Very exciting project and green project. I'm sure, I think more than me, there will be discussion from my colleagues, Mr. Raimundas and Mr. Roger and Mr. Chito will be talking more about this project. So I'd like to invite Mr. Raimundas because he's more into green. So I think this is something that is exciting for him probably, that we did not discuss about this project yet with you. So Mr. Raimundas, if you can unmute yourself and pop in and make your comments, and then we'll invite Mr. Roger and Mr. Chito as well.
Thank you, Dr. Haider, for the invitation. And Mr. Siddiqui, thank you for this exciting presentation and very good project, very useful for Bangladesh society. Dr. Haider is right. I'm concentrating on green projects, and that's this project is into my category where I'm concentrating my efforts to contribute positively to the climate change. So, Mr. Siddiqui, if you would be interested to look for opportunities to finance this project through securitization in Luxembourg, I'm at your disposal. We can agree the meeting after the conference and discuss in details what is possible for your project. And as a short remark, waste is the future raw material for our earth. And there are already examples, for example, in Switzerland, where waste companies are extracting from the waste useful minerals like copper, silver, and gold. So if you, I'm sure that Siemens will know about it and will know the right technologies to offer for your project, so you could extract those useful minerals and metals and improve the financial return of the project. And of course, that will be also even more benefit for the society, Mr. Siddiqui.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to add to this discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Raimundas. Appreciate your comments and interest on this. Mr. Chito, do you have any comments about this project, sir?
I have a lot. You have to stop me at some point. I'm just
Okay.
joking. I'm just joking.
No worries.
I want
yours.
some
Our friend Roger will be, he's very precise and short, so you can utilize the time. I will be on.
I just want to put some humor into the proceeding. Anyway, this is an exciting project, but I think the way to structure the ownership and the implementation of the project. While Mr. Siddiqui is a very impressive presenter, this project, especially for a country like Bangladesh, needs to be visible. And so you have to have the right elements of visible people, I'll be honest with you, I'm not familiar with the situation in Bangladesh, but you need somebody that's very visible. So this has become treated like something like a feature project. You know, if Bangladesh had a big story about its future economic prospect, this project could be one of that story. Secondly, there's a lot of foreign investment, and Mr. Ramon has talked about that, about Luxembourg, but all over the world, people are looking for green stuff everywhere. It's too much at some point. But then the point is that people are ready to invest in something like this. And so the question now is selecting the right mix of investors on the equity side, consisting of a Bangladeshi as well as a foreign investor, and you put those two together. On the debt financing side, I know for a fact that there are tons of Pakistani, even some Bangladeshi, who are working with the World Bank, with IFC, with the IMF, and so also with the Asian Development Bank. I can't say the same with the Infrastructure Bank that's in China, but I presume you can tap that also if you need to. But the point is that because this is in Bangladesh, I mean, it's, you know, it's just such, it's such a feature project that it will attract a lot of attention in terms of financing. So the only remaining part here is really the offtake of the project. So that is the part to me that needs to be, at least as far as people like myself, we need to understand that part. We need to wrap our head around, because it's going into what the life in Bangladesh is all about. What are the actual conditions on the ground? What is an ordinary Bangladesh doing, and how is it behaving in that kind of economy? Because at the end of the day, once there's that understanding, then it translates into how to integrate the project with their daily existence in a way that it fits. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you're talking of waste energy. There's a discipline involved in making people first segregate waste, secondly, put them in containers, and then you have to have a system that does with everything, okay, in a way that you eventually will capture it. And there is no doubt in my mind that once you put that, because you are ahead, so far ahead in this game, you are the only game in town, and that's a big advantage the way I see it. So those are the things on my part that need to be put together, pieced together. And so maybe at some point with Dr. Haider's involvement, I'm sure something can be put to make this project take off. But the timing is good. It's a right project. It's just a question of the details. How do you work the details so that then at the end of the day, there's an equity investor. Who is that equity investor? He has to be happy. I mean, and then there are creditors, and those creditors, they will never stop reminding you that you should pay them back. They never will. So, but I have a feeling that this project is structured properly, will make an investor happy. It will make the bankers so
happy too.
They will always give you money. What is your next project, Mr. Siddiqui? I think that's the kind of question you would like to put yourself in a situation of. That's all I have to say, Dr. Haider.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have just one answer for Mr. Mr. Falarme, that we are actually in collaboration with the city corporation. City corporation is something like our own government of his place. So the waste department, we are taking control of it by paying the salaries of the admins, by putting them in contracts with us for 5 years and renewable. and all the 400 employees that will be working will be providing them the salaries to ensure the waste has been collected properly from the house and to the dumping station. So this we have offered and they have accepted happily, and they want more. They want more what we can give. So my point is, I may earn a less. I don't want that much money every year, 48 million of profit. I don't want that. What I believe is, let's segregate the money to the people whom I believe, for the people who I work, for a safer environment, for a safer country. So that's one actually point which I thought I need to be clear, because you were telling me that a collection point, the system has to be proper. The system has to grow, and I agree that, and that's why I have thought of it, and we have gone with the contracts with the city corporation for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, I have one more good news. We have an investor sitting here from UK. He is showing interest to discuss on this project. He's very keen about this, but he doesn't want to speak out here. But we will connect you separately on that. So I can see a lot of interest on the green project. Appreciate Mr. Siddiqui for presenting. I'd like to hear from Mr. Roger, if you have any comments, sir.
I guess my only comment is that I've had a presentation, private presentation on the product, on the system, and I see a lot of really good potential there. So I know investors that will be interested, and I think after a few presentations in the business summit and presenting to others individually, in short order, I believe there's going to be lots of investors knocking on the door, and it's a matter of selecting the right one. But in my view of the presentation I saw, a lot of the questions would be answered by Mr. Siddiqui, because he has everything in place for the project. And there's my first question, I guess, was, where else is it in operation? And it is in operation in Germany. So it's not like it's a dream project. It's a solid project with a solid system. It's operational, and it's going to be successful with the right management team.
Inshallah.
Thank you. That's very important. Yes, as all of you are stressing on the project development and project management side and the structuring. So I am sure our friend Mr. Siddiqui will take note of this, and will structure it accordingly as required. So we'll definitely be looking forward to see a success of Mr. Siddiqui as soon as possible, as we can see a lot of interest. Thank you very much for joining this summit and presenting your project, Mr. Siddiqui, and thanks to the panelists for the discussion, and thanks to our friend from UK for showing the interest and speaking out privately. We will connect you soon. With this, I'd like to go back to Mr. Abhishek to invite the next presenter.
Thank you, Dr. Haider. Thank you, Mr. Siddiqui and everyone. Our next presenter is Mr. Saddam from Paycent. He is not new to us, but he would like to discuss and show what an exciting project that he has and how much progress has already been made from the time he came to our first investment summit. And today he would like to present his project and tell us more about it. Mr. Saddam, you're next.
Thank you. Thank you, Ovi. Thank you, Dr. Haider. Thank you, everyone from Business Summit. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone in this room. And again, thank you for giving me this opportunity to present. Yes, we are with a Business Summit for a long time, could be more than 1 year together. Lots of things we have done, we are doing, and we'll be doing together. Good progression happens in few aspects, and we are looking for some more progressions in a quicker way. Let me take you through one of the projects that we are closely working with Business Summit. And obviously we're working with more 1 or 2 projects beyond that. Today we are going to share you one of fintech project. Though we mostly work within technology and fintech kind of thing, so our project is around that only. So here we are from Centurion IT Private Limited. Globally, we know as designers the future or designers of future. This particular project, we are working with MTN Nigeria. That's why they are put into this slide. Let's take it forward. I will start with a story. Let's see a case. This guy in the slide, he lives in urban area, lives on his groceries and vegetable shop. In the morning, he needs to get some good amount of money to get all his groceries and fruits and vegetables from the wholesaler. The wholesaler, they don't deal with credit, but he doesn't have always that much money. So what he does, either he go run here and there to collect the money for the tomorrow's purchase, and interestingly, he can pay it off even in the afternoon, because he finishes almost all his inventory by the 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and he can pay it back. But never the wholesaler give that discount of time with them. This is only one case where for a very quick time, short time, the access to finance is very important. And this is only for, not only for this kind of small business, this can be an individual, this can be a medium-sized business, where the access to credit is quite complex when the collateral and the assets to be assured are not that much visible to the traditional banking institutes. Our try and our, R&D and all those things is around this segment of the market. So we call it as a digital lending platform. This is not common in the market. Yes, last almost 5 to 10 years, talks are going around, but how we are different and how we can create some difference into the market. Yes, we are applying few added technologies into these, assessing the credit worthiness or the risk about the creditor and the borrower, and that helps to remain less defaulter and less risky in the market. So here we are particular for this case in Nigeria. We are not limited to only one country, but we'll go to that point later. Particular this case, for example, we are working closely with MTN Nigeria so that we can get at least the fast moment assessment for almost 85 million users of MTN mobile networks very easily, whom can be awarded with how much. Let's say how much risk we can take with a particular subscriber. It's a $100 risk or a $1,000 risk, or some people could be should be omitted from the process. So this is the fast moment help that no one on the industry can have yet. Only one case visible is in Korea. They are the Korean Telecom and other companies working with this alternative credit scoring and getting into market with access to finance. Yes, the regular way of doing digital lending is quite regular and mundane kind of thing, like just getting some information of demography on the app and giving it with high risk, and that's why the rate of interest is very high. In many cases, it is 100%, more than 100%. So there is an obvious blank market in niche there. Let's go to the little bit macro perspective. Yes, only this country, Nigeria, it has credit gap of almost 140 billion yearly. So in Nigerian naira, it is a trillion. So anyway, what if we can address 10% of this market by next 10 years? You cannot even imagine what is the number. Yes, people are trying, big companies, not that big companies, but the companies are trying. Yeah, and with these competitions, we can place ourselves differently if we do little bit intelligence into this business, not only from the perspective of, intelligence, also from the execution. That's the point where we want to work, and even we're working with. So yes, truly we are targeting only, let's say, 10% in next 10% of the market in Nigeria in next 5 years to address, and which is not a small number, which is a more than $11 billion credit gap market, including a good portion of micro, small, and medium enterprises, and obviously the individual customers. We don't want to stop only with the digital lending mechanism. We want to bring an ecosystem for accessing to the credit with a very comfortable way. Why not? You purchase your online product even with credit and with your profiles. Why not you be in a marketplace where it's not only e-commerce product, could be other services, could be the community, farmers, could be anything where the micro lending is there. We can bring it with more confidence, more AI, and we can make a very sophisticated, ecosystem to run it over. Yes, so it's a little bit clearer to till now. Yes, we are opting for building the ecosystem to increase the financial and digital inclusion through access to credit. So financial and digital financial inclusion, that is the topic for last 10-15 years and going very good and improving lots of countries' lifestyles and its economy. And now the next point is getting some more confidence, releasing more credit, giving access to the credit so that the overall economy and the people can grow accordingly. This is just a graph how it works. It works like a digital lending platform. Yes, for this particular case, we are partnering with a telecom operator, which is helping us building the confidence, whom to lend how much. And the lenders will come to the platform and the borrowers can have the loan itself. And gradually, with the license of lending, we can also lend ourselves from the platform. So here, particularly in Nigeria, 2 competitions are there, not big, because it's a monopoly thing, no one is there. They are making a very high interest rate and very small markets they are touching, because the expansion of this is not that easy. When we go with the telecom network and their MFS network, mobile financial systems, then it is easier to get into the whole market even overnight. So that the extra benefit we will always have. Yes, we have a very well done financial plans and all those things. Yes, it may take little time to get the lift up, will be 2.5 or 3 years, because the first 2 to 3 years, it will be the time to building the base SMEs and the individuals to bring into the platform and the cycles, and then it's on the go. I'm not getting into the detail of this thing. If you want, we can share. Yes, here, the very critical role as a partner playing with us is MTN Nigeria, leveraging their infrastructure and leveraging their brand, and obviously helping with some other relations and compliances. Yes, to have a quick kickoff on that local market of Nigeria for this particular project, we are expecting a very small fund of 2.4 million to have a runway of 1 year kind of thing, so that we can set up the thing and get hit the market properly, and gradually it will be a $100,000 million thing after 2 and 3 years that we show on have seen on the roadmap. So that's it till now. Yes, we call ourselves designers of futures. We started almost 5 years back as an advanced information technology company, but we never did business as a software developer. We always try to solve problems. We want to touch billions of people's heart and to help them. Gradually, we expanded into Sri Lanka, and then we are working in Brazil too. So here, my co-founder and a very, good heart, Julia is with me, and we have a team right now, almost 26, 27 people. That's it for now. And I would like to take this discussion further and explore more opportunities regarding bringing this project in other countries, though we have started talking in Indonesia with Excelcom and in Brazil also, but we are open to take it in other places, and we are looking for more investing partners. Could be in joint venture, could be in equity or debt financing. That's it from now, for now. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Saddam. We really appreciate this presentation. I am sure our participants are really excited about this project. Dr. Haider, Mr. Saddam is our very good friend whom we have known for long. Please, if you have any comments, please feel free to tell us, and then our panel can also share something with us. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Mr. Saddam, thank you for presenting as usual, and thank you for bringing the technology to the level that is needed. Appreciate your efforts, and I'm sure there are people excited here, definitely, and there are people excited behind the scene as well. I'd like to hear from our friends. So I'd like to give an open kind of a card to anyone that want to speak first. Mr. Roger, Mr. Chito, Mr. Raimundas, any of you, whoever want to talk about this project. Mr. Saddam, what he needs to kickstart his Nigerian project is $2.4 million right now to kickstart the project. The best thing about this project is that we got a partner like MTN, which is the largest mobile company in Africa. And in Nigeria, especially, they have 87 million subscribers and stable. So that's something very interesting, that he will get the access from the day one to this 87 million subscribers to get the project go on. So getting MTN as a partner, I think this is something already he has achieved. So here, I think our friends should look at this project, and beyond this, from if there is anyone who do not want to speak, if you have interest, please feel free. We can connect, we can get it, and we can move into Nigeria to start the project as soon as possible. Thank you. Mr. Our panel members, please feel free, whoever wants to talk first.
Well, I will just make a quick comment. I'm familiar with MTN because I was in Cameroon for a while and I used MTN services. So they were a good provider. I would agree with Dr. Haider that you do have a good partner. Certainly we need investors interested in technology. I have looked at technology in the past. So what I would have to do now is go back and have a look again to see about some technology investors to see what their interest might be. I'll check into that.
Kindly do that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Roger.
Mr. Chito?
Yeah, okay. On my part, there's going to be no shortage of venture capital firms that will get in to this company. There's no shortage. The question, in fact, is, it's almost like fish in a river. There's just a lot of fish. How do you make sure that a particular fish gets the bait before the others? So I think that's the unique situation you find yourself in, because payment systems, direct lending platforms, there's just a ton of them all over the world happening at this moment at the same time. That is also attracting a lot of venture capital. So the way I think I could see this is that maybe I could make a few short phone calls myself in terms of touching base with those venture capital firms that I have noticed are looking at payment systems and direct lending platforms, and find out if they would consider a project like yours, and then touch base with you through Dr. Haider to see if a conversation can take place. And when you talk of venture capital firms, and I'm sure this is not going to be the first time, nor will there be. So you know how these things go. I guess your situation is more the case that make the conversation happen, encourage people to talk to you, as many as possible, And the opportunity, no doubt, is huge. It is huge. So I think this is how best to take advantage of that opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We will be talking about this. I'll be sending you the project details soon on your mail and WhatsApp. And from there, we will go, probably we will discuss with some of the venture capitalists together. And I'll take your advice on that. So let's look forward. Thank you very much. Is Mr. Ramundas here? If you can kindly make any comment.
Yes, Dr. Haider, thank you very much. Also, I would like to congratulate Mr. Saddam Aryan for taking this project and trying to implement. That's important for Nigerian society because funding is lifting the standards in the society, helping for people to do business. And I wishing all the best. And from my side, I see at the moment difficulties how I can be useful for this project. But in any case, all the best, Mr. Saddam.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, if there is, we have a lot of friends from all around the world, from USMS Javon, from Ghana, Nigeria. Think about replicating the same concept into your own countries in Africa, in other places like Ghana, Cameroon, and I can see somebody from Cameroon, Mr. Ibs, and from East Africa. So we are very open to expand and replicate this same concept to many places. So please feel free. Even our friends from Malaysia, those who are from DML, they are in other business ventures as well. So if you are looking for some investment into the tech area, please feel free. It's not only that you do business in Malaysia, you can do business globally and harvest better profit. So this is one of the reasons that we have a kind of a fellow feelings that whoever is here together, that we feel for each other. And if there are some ideas, like we have an investor from India, like the next project is from India, and we are primarily looking for investors from India, and we got investors already from India, because then we don't need to go outside. And though it is open for everyone, but it's instead of bidding the global bush, we bid the bush in India first, and so that's how it is. So I'd say that this technology business has no boundary; it can be copied anywhere in the world. So Mr. Saddam has a fantastic products. He has other products as well, one or two more. So it's very exciting. But I would suggest that think about this, that if you want to join as an equity partner also, with a smaller equity, you are most welcome. So we can, initiate a discussion on that as well. So I'd suggest all our partners, all our friends, those who are here, think about it. If you have some money, think of investing, and let's discuss. Thank you very much. Thank you. With this, I'd like to request Mr. Abhishek to invite our last presenter for today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Haider. Thank you so much to our panel and Mr. Saddam. Our last presenter for today is Ms. Lamba. The last time she came and she presented, and I must say she conquered the hearts of everyone. So today also Ms. Lamba will be presenting. Ms. Lamba, the platform is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste from India to each one of you. And first of all, the time period from my first presentation and today, Dr. Haider and me have become friends, and he's been such a good friend, advisor, and a mentor. Thank you, Dr. Haider, for being there with me. And here I want to present my project to you, which is already started in India, in northern part of India. It is by the name of Buddy Cabs and Care. So just can you keep moving the slides, please? So basically, our vision is to empower mobility to the vulnerable section of the society to live a more fulfilling life. It is a comprehensive healthcare, wellness, logistics solution. And primarily, we are focusing to bridge the gap within the families the time and the basic necessities of life. Let me elaborate a bit. Like people nowadays in our part of the world, like in India, they have become very westernized. They really don't have time because we have nuclear families and both husband, wife working or staying alone. So the amount of pressure that they face in catering to the family needs and the basic necessities of life, like going to the hospital, their parents and all. So that is when I met a few families and I myself underwent this issue. So I realized there is a very big gap. There is a very big gap in our society which needs to be addressed. So what was the need? The need was for care, the need was for mobility, the need was for a stopgap arrangement till the time the next of the kin comes and takes care of the families. And this is what we started working on. This is what I saw. This is how we took it forward. So what I came to know was that India has a population above the age of 60, which is around 25%. So in a population of 135 crores to 145 crores, we have 30 to 35% of the people in the age bracket more than 60. So they are the vulnerable section that I am facing. I think that they require a lot of care today. Apart from that, we have a section which our society is not that advanced like in the Western world, where we cater to the needs of the differently abled people. The next slide, please. So the next differently abled people require a specific kind of care. So that care includes modified vehicles, caretakers, attendants. So that is another healthcare logistic solution that we cater to. So how we plan to go about it? What is the market size? Market size presently, if you cater to the 135 crore of Indian population multiplied by whatever rights, so it is a 48,000 crore market. So you can say it is a multi-billion market. We are basically and primarily focusing on our USPs. Our USPs are for the vehicles with trained and robust drivers as caretakers. Then we have our nursing platform where we teach in-house nurses and caretakers. This is one thing that we found an extension during the COVID period time when our body cabs were in use. And this was the extension of the use that came out from the general public. We have modified vehicles which cater to the differently able, to the dialysis patients. So like in this slide, my front seat comes out. So this is one of the modified vehicles that we have. Coming to the modified vehicles and caretakers, the newly made agreement was with a chain of hospitals where they want the mother and the child to be taken care of. A new mother with a baby born from 0 days to 3 years. So we will be taking care of all the mobility and the healthcare end-to-end solutions with the hospital. So we plan to become what Intel is to computers, what Zomato is to food industry. So we plan to become that for the hospital industry and for the senior citizens in India. Presently, we already have operations in North India, in the North Indian part of above Delhi and beyond that. We are now looking for tie-ups in 20 different cities in India. And how we plan to do is we plan to invest more on technology. Our technology is going to be very, very robust. Policies, procedures are going to be very, very strong. High level of quality control. And the most important thing is that the vehicles that we use are going to be on CNG or are going to be electric vehicles. So CNG, I don't know how well aware you are. CNG is compressed natural gas, which does not contaminate the groundwater, and it has very reduced rate of emission of carbon dioxide. So this is what we look forward for, and we would require investment presently up to $3 million. That is not much for the kind of projects that I'm hearing. And it would be in the form of equity. We would love to have you partner and we could gain from your expertise. So this is what is our small little plan. And I am sure with the support of Business Summit, we will checkmate the other businesses which need to come into this area. So this is my photograph. I think this must have been taken about 3 to 4 years back because I put on a little weight during lockdown. So that is what. Thank you so much. And we have a lot of recommendations from the army, from the defense, from the government of India, and I was also stated to be one of the leading entrepreneurs in 2020 during the pandemic. And so long, so good. Thank you, Avi. So that's about it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lamba. Thank you so much. Dr. Haider, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lamba, and thank you, Mr. Abhishek. I appreciate. Well, let me hear from some of our friends. Anyone has comments from our panel? Mr. Raimundas, Mr. Roger, Mr. Tito?
I'll just make a quick comment. I saw the presentation last time. It's very good, and I like the concept. And I think something like this can certainly be implemented in other countries. So concept is very good. And I have talked to a few people about investment, but haven't gotten too far with them yet. So we're looking still.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
On my part, I think this is almost like the way I would look at it. This is almost like an IPO. So, and with an IPO, this is just a terminology I'm just using off the shelf. And an IPO essentially contains the information about the investment, which essentially is the information that you have there already, but with a little bit more to it. Of course, the advice also of Dr. Haider is there, but we need some more information and put it in a way so that if we are going to attract an investor, then it's almost like this is not a person who is just writing a check and then giving it to you. In the real world, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And it is more the case that the investor will get involved himself, because at the end of the day, even an investor in the stock market, he's not buying a piece of paper, he's buying into a business. So that is the case in your situation. And so he really has to understand what it's all about. And so, and the only thing with the IPO is it tends to be more on the financial side, very heavy. So it might be useful for you to contemplate and think about putting all your thoughts into numbers form over a time period of, let's say, looks to me 10 years, because the market is growing. Over a 10-year period, what does an investment with you look like? And then I think with that document, we would be able to find the investors there. And of course, you might need help on how to make that document compelling. With Dr. Haider, I can be of help in that regard, because this is essentially what they call providing a disclosure document. It's a selling document also, because you're selling somebody for the opportunity to invest. And it must be of a standard that, even if somebody in India, there's plenty of investors in India who is being approached by Credit Suisse or by UBS or even by the State Bank of India, because they have also a wealth management team. They will compare the document from you and the document they get from each of these global institutions, even Goldman Sachs. It will stand head to head. And the purpose of that document is to prove that investment with you is far superior than all of these investments. That belief has to come out in the document, and we can be of help.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're absolutely correct. This is what I have been telling Ms. Lamba on a private level, that it's not, this is also very interesting information for all our project owners that are pitching the project. It's very important to have documents. It's bankable business plan, we say. So your document should be like bankable. It should be like a check. So it has to be superiorly done. It's, you know, as Mr. Chito was saying, that it has to be much better than other documents, that it has to have a better presentation, better projection of financial information and all those. So it has to be there. So I think with these words from Mr. Chito, this is a message for everyone that needs to do the project appropriately and very properly to get the right attraction from the investors fastest, so that you are on a better position, that your document is much better than others. This happened basically in one of my venture. I was looking for investors for my airlines, and you know, I was very young, and those days I did not know what is business plan and all those that appropriately. And whenever I was talking to that financing company, and they were asking business plan, this on cash flow projection, and so on and so on, and backup plans, and what is the expansion plans for next 5-10 years, what is the demography and all those. And I was struggling at the beginning. And then I, you know, hired an expert for that to give the, you know, support to me. And then we prepared a business plan and we secured the money within no time, believe me or not. In one meeting, we secured the money. I got the funding instantly on the spot. So that's something very interesting. I mean, it's very important to prepare a document. They did not come. This company I got the finance from, they did not come even to see the project physically. They were very happy with the documents. So that's something very interesting. Probably those days are gone, but it's still there are investors that are interested to look at the documents and look at the presentation very interestingly. So make a lot of sense. Is there any more comments from any of our friends other than Mr. Raimundas? If there is anyone else want to make a comment, please feel free.
So, Mr. Chito, you will help me to make the document.
Yes, with Dr. Haider, of course.
Yeah, with Dr. Haider.
Because the idea is, you know, the people will be approaching. They have paper up to here already. These are busy people. So the task is to make sure your piece of paper is at the top.
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
only way.
Yes.
That's very important. Yeah, that's true. So let's look forward. We'll be talking on this, Chito. We'll be talking, and I'll supply you the documents that I got from Ms. Lamba, and then we'll do some brainstorming and figure out what can be the best possible way to help her out to get the financing and expanding. I'm just telling her not to look at Indian market only. I'm telling her to go global kind of thought process. Not tomorrow, just jump on, but to keep develop a footprint that will take her in 5 years, 10 years to a certain level. Even as we are sitting in these services are more required in the developing countries than the developed countries than developing countries. As she said, that the developing countries are changing their cultural, culture. Here in the developed countries, like in North America, like in Canada and America, these elder care homes. And as you are from Canada, you know that all these care homes, they have these services already from the, and government supporting heavily these during this COVID, there's so much of money been given for this caregivers, care homes. And they are basically, this concept can add up and, and do a little bit of a change in the planning and, fit into the government's requirement in Canada, in America, and in Europe as well, because everyone is busy in developed world. In developing countries, if people are getting busier in India and those kind of countries, then think about Western countries, how is it? So I see a big market in Western world as well. So we need to look at that in a bigger perspective with a big picture. That's what I would suggest to Ms. Lamba. Look forward, and our friends from India, those who are joining, if you are interested to join Ms. Lamba at this beginning stage, you are most welcome. We are talking to a couple of the Indian investors at this point of time, and as she knows also. So look forward to get more feedback from our friends. It's a great service, definitely. And we are looking forward to work together during the days to come. Well, I have seen friends joining from all around the world as usual, and thank you for taking this time. Still, I can see 49, 50 people, 50 of our invited and guests are here, participants are here still. In some places, it's more than midnight because our friends are joining from all around the world. In Malaysia, it's more than midnight. So appreciate your patience, your support, and look forward to see very strong results during the days to come. And feel free to communicate. It's very important to communicate each other and then get the right traction to your projects, and for the investors to invest into the right projects. Well, with this, I'd say that there are certain information that I cannot disclose here in public, but one information for those who are looking for projects, you might have some other projects, like there are a lot of funds available right now for green energy. Over $400 billion are sitting idle at this point of time. So anyone having green project, please feel free. Green energy project like solar power or wind power or those kind of energy projects, or anything that is complementing to green energy, because the current global leadership is basically looking at more green technology, green energy, like Mr. Biden and European leaders. They're more into this and placing a lot of money, a lot of funds and supports. So we, as an investment advisor and as investment promoter, I would say that this is something that you might look at as a tips on a sideline. I'm just giving you. So I hope to hear from you on all this together, and see you on our next webinar, I guess. Mr. Abhishek, it is on 18th September, right?
That's on the 19th September, Dr.
19th. Okay, 19th.
We will send,
September.
yes.
September is our next webinar, and I look forward to see you then. With this, I'd like to thank you very much, my team, for the excellent support, and all our friends that joined from different part of the world for this webinar, and look forward to see you in the next webinar. And till that time, keep safe, keep yourself safe and the family safe, and wish you a good health and well-being. Thank you very much, and good night.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.